Hello everyone, this is Justin Kain with Team Real Vision, and today we're going to cover the South Bend portfolio that I'm marketing right now. And this is, I'm marketing this for one of the companies that I own. I am a licensed broker here in the state of Illinois, a licensed real estate broker, so I want to start off with that. And full disclosure, but these properties are in South Bend, Indiana, the home of Notre Dame and 7 other colleges and universities. So the South Bend portfolio. Currently, we've got 18 properties on the market there. So 18 properties, and you can check out some of the other YouTube videos that I've done on why South Bend is such a great market for investors and why we've got such a great management company down there. Homeworks Management does all of our property management, and we've got about 40 properties in that South Bend area. And I've been there since 2009, and I plan on staying. And the reason that I'm marketing these properties in particular, is because we've come to a place where we want to make sure that our investors who invested in the original portfolio, that they get paid out, and that we're moving through and looking for new opportunities. And then also providing opportunities for investors like yourself to be able to tap into some of the cash flow that is available there in that South Bend area. And we say that the more the merrier. In South Bend, there's 150,000 people between South Bend, Mishawaka, maybe even add in Granger, and it's a great area there, which is only about 90 minutes from downtown Chicago. So let's talk about some of the particulars. When we're evaluating a portfolio, we always want to talk about income minus expenses equals your net operating income. So income minus expenses equals NOI. And NOI equals how much you are going to be making on the property divided by your purchase price. So we're marketing all of these properties, and you can check them out individually or as a package. Obviously, they cost a little bit more if you're only going to buy 1 or 2. But as a package of 18 properties, we've set the price at $540,000, and we think that this is a great price for somebody who wants about a 10 cap on their money. So how do we determine why these properties are worth $540,000? Well, first of all, the income. The income is consistent, and it's been consistent for the last many years. Since we started working with Homeworks Management in 2012, they've been a fully managed portfolio. And the portfolio, if we pull the rent roll, the portfolio comes in at $10,900 per month. So this is our rent roll, $10,900 per month, and I got to keep my numbers here. So $10,900 per month for all of these 18 properties, and this is on average. Okay, so this is, we're not talking about having a great month. This is what they should be producing. Now, so this is our income number over here. Now, we have expenses. So we have to take out expenses. And what's the first expense that we want to take out? Well, we always want to take out at least a 10% occupancy and collection factor. Now, one of the great things about working with an awesome management company is you could see over the last 4 years a consistent 95 to 100% occupancy. And that means that they're consistently in that 3 to 5% vacancy rate, so the averages. So their goal is to be within 3 to 5% of vacancy and to have a 97 to 100% collection. And over the last 4 years, you can see a consistent collection, a consistent vacancy that's averaging in that 3 to 5% range. And this is very good for us, because we can say with almost certainty that that is going to be about 10%. So we're going to take 10% off the top. We're going to take $13,000, and so this number is multiplied out annually. It is $130,800. So what we're going to do is we're going to take $13,080 right off the top. So this is $13,080. And we're going to say, okay, we're not going to collect this much money. We're only going to be collecting this much money. We're only going to be collecting $120,000. $117,000. This is all in the spreadsheet that you have in front of you. $117,000 for the portfolio for the year. Okay, so that's our first and major expense. And clearly, when we talk about occupancy and collection, you have to multiply those things together. So we have a spreadsheet that multiplies how much are we occupied, how much are we collecting of what we're occupied, and then how much does the whole portfolio produce on an annualized basis. So very, very consistent numbers here. All right, so we're going to start here with our gross operating income of $117,720. Okay, so $117,720, and then we've got to take out some other expenses, annualized expenses. So remember, you're purchasing a property, you're purchasing a portfolio, you want to know what the expenses are. So I'm going to pull the expenses up here, and this is what we call a pro forma. So we're going to save, and we're going to take out 15% of this number, or $19,620 a year for maintenance and capital improvements. So maintenance expenses. All right, so then this is going to be $90, right? $90. There we go. So we're going to have $98,100 left. So remember, we're talking about 18 properties here. We're reserving $19,000. Some properties are not going to take $1,000 in that year. Some properties are going to require, a new roof that's going to cost you $4,000. And that is why we reserve that much money. If the properties do better than this, you have a great year. But we want to make sure that we're reserving enough money to cover all of the expenses that might be incurred during the lifetime of these properties. All right, so our next expense is insurance. Okay, so we're going to take off $10,800 for insurance. $10,800 for insurance. Okay, because we want to make sure that our portfolio is fully insured. And then we're going to be down to $87,000. The next expense we're going to take off is $15,000 for taxes. $15,000, and obviously you have to make sure that you're appealing your taxes. So $15,000 for taxes brings us down to $72,300. But remember, we've paid for our maintenance. We've paid for our insurance, we've paid for our taxes, and we have $72,000 left at the end of the year. So now, let's start off with the $72,000 as we go through here and take off just a couple more expenses. So we're accounting for everything as we go. So we got $72,000 left. And as we take off the next couple of expenses, which are utilities, we budget about $2,000 for utilities every single year. Now, you might say, well, why do you have utilities? Well, utilities pop up when properties go vacant. Utilities pop up when properties are not, when they're not occupied, and so we take off $2,000 for that. Then we're also going to take off for property management, and we take off 10%, so $11,700 for property management. $11,700, and that's 10% of our gross income, the actual amount of money that comes in. So now we're down to $58,300. Now, the last expense that we take off is something that most people don't take off, and the reason they don't take it off is because they never really think about it. The last expense we take off is for general and administrative. This is to pay your accountant, this is to pay your attorney, this is to pay for anything that needs to be done with this company that owns these properties, and we're going to take off 10% for that, so about $5,800. All right, so $5,800 means that you are netting out, I gotta do the math here, here we go. Trying to think and write at the same time. About just over $50,000 from this portfolio after you've taken care of all of the expenses. And I know sometimes people will say, oh, you're gonna have 50% expenses. You could see that if we start off with $117,000 worth of gross income, this is less than 50% actual cash in your pocket. And this is because we're reserving a lot of money to make sure that the portfolio is well taken care of. But if you take this number, $52,500, and divide it into $540,000, you're going to get about a 9.8% cap rate. 9.8% cap rate. And this, we believe, is great because this is an insured, cash flowing investment that's almost like an annuity paying you 10%. Now, on the next video, you're going to get to see what happens when you start to leverage. Let's say you get some bank financing. What happens to that initial amount that you've invested into the properties? What can this cap rate or return on investment go to once you start to use a little bit of leverage? But from a strictly cash standpoint, this is why the South Bend portfolio of 18 properties is so valuable for you.